Hey everyone, I'll be going over the new notification component that Eve has put together. It'll be living under the feedback section over here. One of the reasons why we wanted to label it as an Eve notification component, it's mainly because we want to highlight its shareability. And the reason why we put this together is because of the inconsistencies that we identified in different teams. They were just doing it a little bit differently, and there was some confusion about where the placement is, how the behavior should behave. So we just wanted to make sure to create this as a shared custom component so that when other designers and developers reference this, we have some alignment on that. So here's a quick overview of how it's intended to be used as, and just for best practices. We also updated the feedback component chart here to now include the notification. Note that there is some auto dismissal and criticality sections that we added to indicate the differences, especially with the notification that's coming with the behaviors. For here, you could scroll down and look at the design reference here for the Figma UI Kit library, so designers could now go in and then drag this in as a new asset in their file, and then manipulate it as they need to for their new designs. And there's another code reference over here to the storybook so that we could see a quick preview for developers and designers alike of how it's currently looking and live. And the others are references just to the customizations we've done and the behavior consistency we established in the notification and the different variations that we put together. So feel free to check these out just to make sure that we have alignment on how we're using this. And also there's some best practice that we put at the end. Note that this is just the early phase of the documentation, so as we learn from how people are using this and consuming this, we'll definitely need some updates as needed. And lastly, just for resources again, we have links to the storybook and the Figma, and also Snackbar as is a foundation for how this notification was put together.
The Eve notification component is now available in the MUI for Figma library. So in your file, when you go to the assets, just type Eve notification and you will see the component in the list. All you have to do is drag it over as usual, and on the right panel you'll see all the properties you need to use for this component. Just to give you a little bit of context, this Eve notification component is using the snack bar as their base structure, and we are using the alert colors, which are the severity colors, as well as an addition to the message. So we added an icon similar to the alert component. As you can see, snack bar doesn't have the icon, so the developers are considering this a custom component, and so that's why we have added our prefix Eve to the component. And all you have to do is use these properties in the right panel. If you want a responsive, remember responsive will push the action on another line. You can remove the action, which is the button, or you can add the X close icon, and pretty much that's all it is. If you go into the layers, you'll see what I told at the beginning. We're using the snack bar, and of course there are other components that you will see, like paper, snack bar content, and if you click on those layers you will see more properties, but we don't want any of these properties to be used, so we're gonna keep this locked. And all you have to do is just click on the first layer where you'll see the properties you need to be using. Let us know if you have any questions as far as the Figma and the structure of this component, and we'll be happy to go over more in detail about the Eve notification component. Thank you.
This is Janssen, and I'm going to be talking about the new notification component, which lives inside of the component library React repository of the front-end team. The previous site for this component lives here at this URL, but you can most easily find it by navigating to the front-end team overview page and scrolling down to miscellaneous and clicking this first link here. Within the previous site, simply scroll down to the component section and you will find the notification stories right here under notification. The first 4 stories are simply the 4 variants of the notification. You have a success in green, warning in yellow, error in red, and info in blue. These you can set one of these states using the severity prop. If no severity is supplied to the component, then it will default to info. These notifications are on a 5-second timeout, but you can change that duration using the auto hide duration prop over here. Additionally, you can add a close button to the notification component by setting closable to true. Doing so will add this X button right here. If you click the X button, the component will call handle close, which is the method you would use to hide the notification. By default, stack bars allow you to click outside the component to close it. That is not the case. We have disabled that feature. Additionally, we allow you to pass a action button of your own design to the component, in which case it will be rendered by the action component. And you see in this example, we are rendering an OK button. Clicking the OK button can do whatever you program the button to do within your application. In this example, it'll just close. One last thing, you could render both buttons together if you like. And also, just to demonstrate how this looks on mobile, we can squish the screen a bit. And what you'll see is that on mobile, the buttons will be rendered below the text of your notification. Just to go over the props one last time, within the actual notification component itself, we have open, which is a boolean that determines whether or not the component is open. Message, which is the text shown within the notification. Severity determines which variant you're using. Action is where you will pass in a custom action button. Handle close is a function that is fired whenever you click the close button, which is again rendered if you set the closable boolean to true. And lastly, we have the auto hide duration, which determines how long until the notification closes by itself. That defaults to 5 seconds, but you can change that value if you would like. Now, the notification component is only available after version, I should say that the notification in its current state is used using version 4.5 of the component library React. So that's the version you should import into your own projects. As an example, here is my project I'm working on, IS React. You can see right here in dependencies, we are importing version 4.5 of component library React. And then to implement the notification, you simply need to import notification from @ashen component library React /notification. And then let's see where that's being used. It's being used down here at the bottom. So you can see here are all the props being passed. And this is a good example of how the custom action button works. You're gonna pass it your own button that does whatever logic you want it to do when you click it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.